friends, Natalie Snyders here, school-based speech-language pathologist and blogger over at SLP Today, I'd like to share with you one of my favorite therapy tools, sensory bends. Now, I must admit, when I first heard about them a few years ago, I thought, there's no way this is going to work. It's too much time to make. It's only good for preschoolers. I work with elementary. You drop it on the floor once, it's going to be a huge mess. It's just not worth the time. Now, today, a few years into using sensory bends, I can tell you I've definitely changed my mind. To be honest, it's right up there with Play-Doh with the versatility of therapy that you can do with it. Plus, it keeps my students' interest longer than even Play-Doh does, which is saying something. I also love how easy they are to target a variety of different goals. Things as varied as turn-taking, expanding utterances, articulation, phonology, practicing fluency-enhancing strategies, following directions, asking or answering WH questions, categories, comparing and contrasting, describing, prepositions, basic concepts. All of these things are what you can target with sensory bends. Now today, I'd like to show you a few different options, but I'd also like to show you how to make my personal favorite sensory bend. So the number one thing you need is a good container. Now, I tend to like the shoebox size and also ones with lids that fit well. That is very important. I have learned that the hard way. You can use anything you want, but I personally like these from the Container Store. As you can see, they're seriously less than $2. They're plastic, they're designed for shoes, but it's great because it's a good size. They stack well, which is nice, and they hold a fair bit of material, which is good if you're working with, 2, maybe 3 students. There are different things you can fill your sensory bin with as well. I have a few. Here's one I made with, this is like shredded gift wrapped paper. You can find it, the stuff that goes in gift bags. You can find that, I believe I got this at Hobby Lobby. So you can use that. It's nice and light. It is a little bit more messy. Another option is to use like Kinetic Sand. This is a little bit heavier. This is a fun one. This is my Mars bin. As you can see, this is kind of the rose gold colored Kinetic Sand. I have some astronaut toys in there. So that is another option. I've also used things like beans. You can use the brown beans, white beans, different colors. You can use rice. Personally, that one is too messy for me. My students, it's a little bit harder to move around. It's heavier and it's smaller, so if it goes one place, it'll go everywhere. Some other things I have tried included the little fuzzy pom-poms. Those are very handy. I have some around here somewhere I will show you in a bit. And also I have used, my personal favorite is plastic straws. Now I know what you're thinking, that sounds a little crazy, but I like them because they're light. That's really good for my students that can't hold a lot. Also, so I don't have to carry a whole lot around if I need to travel with it. And they are over here. So these, my favorite are from IKEA, believe it or not. Again, these are less than $2. But what I like about these is these are the large straws. I think they're for smoothies. But the large base actually works a little bit better and it fills up your bin a little bit better too. So I'm going to show you how I make a sensory bin using these straws. All right, so this part I definitely don't let the kids do. This is definitely an adult thing. But I take a handful of straws and I cut them probably somewhere between 1 inch to 2 inches. And you can cut one at a time. It's easier to cut more. Just be careful, if you cut too many at one time, they will go flying everywhere. So you can pick if you want, like you can see this pack has a variety of different colors. If you want, you can do it all one color. I like, because I'm going to be hiding things in the bin, I like to use a variety of colors. So you're just going to cut up a bunch until your bin, whatever size you pick, is full. All right, now the bin is full. This was about 1 package of the IKEA straws. You could put a little bit more in if you wanted to, but this is a pretty good amount. So now it's ready to put stimulus items in it. There are a ton of different options and you can go very expensive to pretty inexpensive. If you pick a theme, some of those little tubes that have like the plastic animals in them, that might be good. This is for my jungle theme. You saw my space theme items. You can keep an eye out on clearance or steal from maybe your kids' toys, and just collect them over time is what I have done. But my personal favorite for therapy is a variety of little trinkets from a store on Etsy called Dinky Doodads. They have several options available. As you can see, they come in little bitty bags. My personal favorite are the large trinkets or the teacher trinkets. They're about $50 for around $12 plus shipping, which is really great. I found between 35 and 50 little items is just about perfect for my typical length of therapy session. Now, if you want, you can just leave all the items like they are, kind of a variety, and use them like that. Or if you collect more over time, you can do what I've done. I keep little bags of them. So these are sorted, like these are my multi-syllabic words, or these are my ones that I know have the S sound if I'm targeting a specific group. But what you do is you just take the handful and we're gonna dump them in there. So keep putting them in and mix them up. And then you've got your very own sensory bin. Now you can add things like, this is a little plastic coffee scoop, I think, less than $1 at the dollar store because it came in a huge pack. You can have students search with a little scoop. One of my favorites is I have little miniature shopping carts. I've done another video if you'd like to check that out. But they have to go shopping and, oh, I found a hat, or I want a thimble. I want the bowling pin, or I see. You can change the target phrase if you need a particular sound, if you're working on a particular verb tense, pronoun, whatever. You could even have like a little animal or doll, you know, oh, she wants the bowling pin, or she wants the cheetah. You can make it as fun as you want. You can change it around to work on a variety of different goals. But that is why I love using sensory bins, and this one is my personal favorite. So the little items, they're light. This is easy to carry around along with the straws in case you have to travel. But for some reason, this bin actually holds my students' interest longer than any of the other ones. Now, once you're done with the sensory bins, I keep a few in the plastic containers. I don't have a whole lot of room in my therapy room, so I have space for about 3 of these size. So you can store some in here. I also store my extra backup ones in Ziploc bags. As you can see, these are those pom-pom balls I was talking about earlier. This is I think it's my kind of safari themed one. It's got different animals, but this is a great way. You can put it in a drawer, in a crate, so it takes up a little less space to store. So I would love to know if you tried sensory bins. Let me know. What did you think? What is your favorite theme? Leave me a comment and I'd love to hear. Thanks so much.